Come on in, pull up a chair and take a load off, because today I'll be reviewing and paging through Dungeon Pets from Josh Dixon. So, should you be scrambling to bring these 23 unique creatures into your role-playing games? Or should you take a hard pass on adopting these dungeon pets? Well, you're going to find out right after this. Howdy, 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 gang, and happy holidays. Welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host at the Gaming Gang channel. As I mentioned in the open, I am going to be reviewing Dungeon Pets in just a moment. But first, I do want to mention, if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you subscribe, ding that bell, because it'll not only let you know when I upload videos such as this, it'll also inform you when my live stream, the Gaming Gang Dispatch, airs right here on YouTube Monday through Thursday nights as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. All right, so I am taking a look at a new zine which has come out. It is called Dungeon Pets. It is from Josh Dixon. This did arrive by way of a successful Kickstarter. This was part of Zine Quest 2's Kickstarter, and it is now available. You can get this, the actual zine itself, the physical zine, for $12. You can get the PDF for $4.99. Swing on over to the other camera, because here I've got Dungeon Pets. So I'll flip this on over, show you the back here. So it does talk about, you've got 23 unique creatures as well as rules and examples of how to use them in various different role-playing games. So this is written and illustrated by Josh Dixon. And Josh was kind enough to reach out to ask me if I'd like to do a review of this. And I said, sure, why not? Do want to point out, even though Josh was kind enough to send along this review copy, neither I nor anyone else have received any other sort of compensation for me to share my opinion of this book. Very important for you to know that. All right, let's jump on in here, because we got our table of contents. One of the first things I'm going to mention about this zine is how impressive the production quality is for this, especially since this is considered to be a zine, right? They're kind of digest sized. Cardstock for the cover is really well done. The colors pop. Look at the visuals on this cover, really jump out at you, as does the rest of the artwork throughout. Paper quality for the pages is excellent. I was like, wow, very, very impressive. But of course, none of that matters if the content inside is not any good. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is a lot of fun. So get a bit of an introduction talking about Mars' fabulous magical emporium, where you're able to purchase these dungeon pets. I would, myself personally, running a role-playing game, I would use other ways for characters to also be able to get these various different creatures as well, you know, as pets, companions, what have you. But the premise is essentially you're going to Marv's fabulous magical emporium. So it's going to give us a breakdown of how to read these stat blocks for each of these pets. And there's a lot of info in here. So we've got not only, you know, the typical health and what kind of, you know, defense or offense, what kind of abilities it has. We also get diet, habitat, what are some of its predators, kind of weakness, different training that these pets can undergo. So I'm going to kind of flip through this relatively quickly because I don't want pirates out there doing screenshots of this. And amazingly enough, they somehow like to do that. I don't know why they would. It's a lot more work than I would think. So, give you an idea. We got the Cappy, got the Cat Sith, Cloudhopper, Darrow Hound, Daydreamer, the Dungeon Duck. I wonder if that's related to the Disco Duck. Yes, I am definitely showing my age. Show you my favorite of the pets is the grappling spider. I love this little spider thing here. For one, I think the artwork is just really fun. I really, really do like it. And the thing is, it's not silly either. There's nothing silly about any of this. Because you would think, a lot of times we'll see role-playing game books where it's kind of like, and the concept of player characters having pets is not something new. And usually those kind of books are real, and no offense, I mean, I'm not really knocking them, but they can be really tongue-in-cheek and don't take themselves too seriously. Now, this is not taking itself too seriously, but it's not done for laughs either. And that's one of the things I really do like about Dungeon Pets. I think it's really, really well done. So as an example, this grappling spider could actually be used as kind of like a rope because it can shoot out its web. You can do web slinging right there. So it says the grappling spider can wrap its strong legs around the owner's arm and produce a thick strand of webbing that can hold up to 500 pounds of weight up to 5 times a day. And it can also be used to like shoot webbing to kind of slow people down. I thought this is a blast. I think there's even a little spider on the cover right here with different markings. So that I got to be honest, that's my favorite of the Dungeon Pets. I'm sure if you pick this up, you're going to find your own favorite as well. The reason why I think this is really cool is I can picture a lot of these with the special abilities that they give you. But I could see this as not only being a pet for a player character, I could also see this being the pet for maybe a big bad. Although these are supposed to be pretty friendly. So they're not evil. Honestly, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but if I were going to introduce this and the possibility the player characters could make this as a pet, I would actually have them get this by defeating a bad guy, a villain of some sort. All right, Geonome, Goylet, Hammerbore. Now, I will say that not every single one of these creatures is, phenomenal, but the vast majority are very entertaining, and I could see easily utilizing them. Here's another one that I think you could get a lot of mileage out of, especially if you're running a little bit of a gonzo style kind of role-playing game, is the Jelly Bunny. And I love when it talks about what the Jelly Bunny can do and how its owner, what the owner can use it to do. It's really wild, very, very cool. Yes, I know somebody out there is going to be like, well, you're talking about how you really like what it does, but you covered it up. Yes, as I mentioned, I don't want people taking screenshots of this. All right, so as I mentioned, we got 23 new pets, new creatures. So the rest of the book, nearly 20 pages really, is devoted to how to use these dungeon pets in your game. And this information's phenomenal. I love it. It talks about all this different stuff, like loyalty. And loyalty isn't necessarily like they're going to just run off on you. It's kind of like their morale as well. Gives you a breakdown of what are their special actions do. There you go. There's another little spider. So obviously enough. Okay, so you want to use them for 5e? Excellent. There you go. There you go. There's another spider shooting out. Web. It's like a web shooter, right? But not only do you get like conversion or notes to how to use it for the pets for 5e, you get Shadow Run. You get, just wait, Rune Quest. Well, you figure you got the ducks in Rune Quest, the anthropomorphic ducks, Traveler. I love it. I thought that was great. Then we get an optional health system. We get a breakdown about Marv and his living traveling chest. Get a little bit of artwork. A thank you to the Kickstarter backers. And if you want to figure out like randomly what kind of pet pops up, what pet is encountered, you can drop a die on this little hex map here. All right, so that is Dungeon Pets. Let's swing on over to the other camera and I will share and my review score. I think this is fantastic. I really do. I don't see a lot of role-playing game zines, but this is fantastic. For one, the production quality is just phenomenal. Really is. For a zine, this is really, really well done. The artwork pops once again. I mean, that artwork is popping right off the page, not something that we see with digest-sized books. So I love that. I love all these little creatures, all these little dungeon pets. I love the fact that it's not just for fantasy role-playing games either. You've got Traveler, you've got Shadowrun, which of course, yes, is a mix of cyberpunk and fantasy. I get that. But you wouldn't immediately think of Shadowrun or Traveler for these pets. But they work perfectly. I really think this is just fantastically done. Really, really like this a lot. And in my old school Renaissance role-playing games, I am be rolling out some of these dungeon pets. Maybe not necessarily for purchase from Marv at his Emporium, but I will find ways to incorporate these into my games. I gotta say, on a scale of 1 to 10, hold on tight. I give Dungeon Pets a 10 out of 10. I think it's that good. $12, jam-packed with gaming goodness. If you want to get the PDF for $5, I should mention, if you get the physical book, you get the PDF as well. So that's together. But for $4.99 for the PDF, it's a steal. I'm telling you, it is a steal. So by all means, if you have any interest after checking out this video, run, don't walk, to order this. Really, really liked it. And a big thank you to Josh Dixon, Skull Dixon, for sending along this review copy. All right, that is it for this time out. Once again, do want to mention, if you like this video, by all means, give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. If you do subscribe, ding that bell, because it'll not only let you know when I upload videos such as this review, it'll also let you know when my live stream, the Gaming Gang Dispatch, airs right here, Monday through Thursday nights, as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. And of course, happy holidays to everybody out there. I really do hope all of you are enjoying your holidays as best you can during this never-ending pandemic. And of course, as I wrap up all my videos during the aforementioned never-ending pandemic, I really do hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, if you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, by all means, click right here. And if you'd like to check out one of our recent live streams, click right up top. And if you want to roll the dice and see what the algorithm for YouTube recommends, click right here. And of course, thank you once again for watching. And gang, please stay safe and wear a mask.